Hi, everybody. This is Kendra with Owls, and welcome to all my teachers. I am so excited. This is one of my favorite units. Probably, other than Mask of the Red Death, it's probably my favorite, the favorite one that I've written, because I just think it's so engaging. These two TED Talks are exceptional, and they deliver such an interesting and diverse perspective on the importance of stories. And since I am on a little rampage with short stories right now, I just think that's really awesome to be able to pair this informational type of visual text with other short stories and other things that I'm doing. And so I think that teachers will really love this unit. So let's dig in. As always, there are pearls of wisdoms in the beginning, and it just gives you some ideas about how to use this resource effectively and what you can pair it with. There's teaching tips and tricks, including vocabulary, reading, and speaking, writing activities. These are going to be different, and they are tailored specifically to each unit or mini unit, as is the case. There are over 11 Common Core standards which you can teach using this resource. There are 5 main focus ones for each individual day, as well as the ones that are assessed most formally in the unit exam, which I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So there begins with activities on RI4, which is reading information and making sure that our students have the vocabulary skills to read and work with these different texts. TED Talks are really great because not only do you have the video, but there is a part down underneath it where you can actually read along with the words, and you can print out the script for it. And you can navigate very easily by clicking on each different part, and it'll go right back to that part of the video. So I just think that's really, really awesome if you have a smart board and other things like that and you really want to make effective use of them. But there are daily print and teach resources, and all of them are guided are structured for gradual release to students. We really want our students to have those abilities to work independently, and there's also always opportunities each day for students to work in group, even if it's just for a little bit of time. But that allows our students to process and struggle with the information as they practice whatever the focus skill is for that day, as well as other skills that we have taught in class by this time. So that's really, really great. And it's structured again for Madeline Hunter, so that it should make writing your lesson plans really easy. You should be able to just like copy and paste your instructions, but also it gives you the room and freedom if you want to add in other things. And in those cases, we always like for teachers to share with us pictures of how they made any of our resources their own and how well it worked in the classroom. Each reading activity each day, the idea is for us to teach the way that it makes sense, but always bring it back to what this information will look like when students take an assessment. And so that means that, our students are assessed every day with formative assessments of learning, for learning, and as learning. And you see the assessment as learning really in the form of writing a lot of times, because we do also include routine writing. These are intended to be structured and made to be very quick and easy time savers for teachers, but so that you can also see what Common Core instruction should look like in real time, not just with somebody sort of giving you vague and ambiguous advice. There's an activity for RI8, and again, these are thoughtful ways to teach difficult standards. So a lot of times students have difficulty with the delineation and evaluation of arguments and claims and that sort of thing. And this lesson, I think, gives a really, really great idea about how to use that, but you can really use any acronym that you like. These are also made for you to, pretty easily edit them if you have software that can make a few changes to PDF files. But always, again, an assessment piece so the students see how these types of questions will be assessed on tests. There are graphic organizers and rubrics that support writing as well as reasoning, so your students will be able to evaluate themselves, or you can have them switch papers and check on each other's. But there's a graphic organizer that makes this process quick and easy and seamless. There's a review of our key standards so far. So you have a check-in, a benchmark exam, if you will, that's embedded and integrates the standards and allows you to reteach if you need to. There are additional text. There is the text of the speech, at least parts of it, where the students are going to practice annotating and close reading of the text by Clint Smith. There are lessons based on these two exceptional TED Talks, but there are other ways for you to inspire and engage your scholars by bringing in different texts as well. This allows students to do a writing activity, informational, where they're going to convey some of the ideas that they think are represented in the speech and why it's important for each person to tell their story. After that, there are some opportunities for students to practice integrating and synthesizing different informational texts in order to approximate and practice informational writing for it, like they will on different assessments. There is finally a unit assessment, a full-length unit assessment that includes different reading activities and tasks. So they're not all multiple choice, just like most of the assessments that we're starting to see with Common Core are not going to all be multiple choice. There's some opportunities for them to do some other things as well, including citing evidence. As well, and in addition to that, a formal assessment of writing towards the end, where the students do have to take a prompt, and this is going to be an assessment of their ability to write expository or informative text, as we've been practicing throughout this unit. So everything comes together really nicely and ties together, so that students are able to practice over and over again, as well as integrate different standards. There are notes and answer keys for all relevant activities, including assessments, as well as some learning resources that we think pair very, very well with this. Our social media is available at the end, so that you can see how you can like or follow us on any social media of your choice, as well as where you can upload those pictures of you making these resources your own. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be seeing you. Have fun teaching.